Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the KrankyKraft Labyrinth map making series with BDA. I still need to find a better name for that. And today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're taking a break from the scoreboard and command block and brain-heavy things. And today we're going to be working on some landscaping, and I'm going to be showing you one of my new toys that I invented. And it makes doing things like this, and things like things like this much easier. That would work much better without the massive travel time in between. But yeah, no, this is something that I invented here over the last couple days, and it seems to be working pretty nicely. I haven't seen it used anywhere else. Like, I haven't seen anyone else like having tutorials or anything on this specific setup. It's basically an adaptation of something that I've seen a couple people do, but for the most part, it's something I see people do, like, weapons with. Like, there's one guy that I watched who made, like, elemental bows, where you would, like, shoot a bow and then it would, like, cause lava to spawn, and, like, water and explosions and things like that. But I've never seen it used to, you know, make, like, easy terrain, and, like, simple bulk terrain changes. Let me put it that way. So I'm going to show you guys that, and that's basically all we're going to do today. I've been doing a little bit of work out here, so I'm going to show you this first, and then we'll get into that. So come over here. You can see I got the watchtower built. It's just kind of one of those little things that I wanted to do. So it's just kind of like a half destroyed, collapsed watchtower. Kind of come in here, got a nice little basement area, some of the vegetation starting to encroach. And come up here and there's like a little balcony, and you can overlook the, well, jungle now, but what would have been, you know, the nice courtyard of the labyrinth and whatever when this place wasn't completely overgrown. Hooray, ancient buildings. Then we come up here, and then this isn't actually parkour, you can't actually make that jump. It's just kind of destroyed. So, let's, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I've been working on, in addition to the block throw. So, let's take a quick look up here. I'm not going to give you guys a full tutorial, in this episode. I'm going to do, like, a proper, separate episode for a tutorial. That's just dedicated to doing that. But basically, the basic concept runs off of the execute command. So you can take a look in here. It's basically using the execute command with a detect modifier to detect when it's near a certain block, and then either filling or most of these are actually cloning. So you can see here we've got the different cloning platforms. We've got the basic vegetation here, the secondary type of vegetation, tree, and then the two types of blocks for the cliff. This will make more sense as we get into it. So when I was sort of thinking about how to approach doing all of this terrain and junglification and stuff, I didn't want to do it all by hand, because I'm lazy like that, and there's just a lot of space here. So I really wanted to find like an easy way to just sort of bulk do it without having to, you know, install MC, or not MC Edit, but like World Edit and like those ones, especially since they're not updated to 1.8, would make it really difficult. So I invented my own World Edit, basically. A very, very basic version. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unlock the basic vegetation, which is A. And you can see here it's linked to the snowball. So I have a snowball in my inventory. And then I'm also going to unlock the jungle tree and the dark oak, which are linked to the arrow, and dark oak is actually linked to the XP orb. I don't know why it says dark oak XP. There we go. Alright, so let's give you guys a quick demo here of how this works. So we're just gonna hop down over here-ish, sort of where it doesn't really make much difference. And I'll just show you guys how this all works. So, I have snowball in my hand. Throw it. Throw it. Throw it. Oh, haha! I'm an idiot. I forgot to turn the clock back on. That would help, kind of, you know, make this whole thing work, you know. Grab you, do that, and do that. There we go. Clock is turned back on. Now we can work. Now we can do things. Alrighty. So, hop down here. We can start chucking snowballs, and ba-ba-ba-bum. It's not 100%, like it's a little glitchy, but that's kind of works in its favor when you're doing like natural stuff, because it kind of isn't, you know, exactly precise, and you can kind of make it, you know, varied and natural. So yeah, basically all you're doing is you're just throwing down snowballs. When it detects that it's within a couple blocks of dirt, or of grass, sorry, it'll clone that that basic vegetation patch. And so then you just keep doing that, and just go in here, and you just start filling it all in. Like so. Yeah, and you do that. And then we'll come back up over here. I should really have like a teleportation thing to just teleport me back up here. But, So, then we can come in here, we'll relock the A one, and we'll unlock a B. So that was A, this is B. And then we'll fly back over here. And you can see already, like, we filled in that massive, well, I mean, relatively large area really quickly. And then we can just chuck a couple of these ones in here, and we'll get some nice variation. Ooh, yeah, looks good. Nice. So we have that, and that's just to give it a little bit of texture, because you can come over here and you see, if we come down here into the section that I already did, just kind of fly along, and there's some dark, and there's some lighter stuff, and yeah, it makes it look good. It gives it a little bit more depth and texture. So, with that done, I'm going to come up here, and we'll unlock the next one, which I'm actually going to do the stone for the cliffside, and I'll show you that one, and then we'll go back to doing the vegetation. So actually, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a section of the wall here, just to kind of show you guys the process with this, instead of just, you know, going one by one. Do things a little bit more. Hello, cows. How are you doing? Mer. Just to give you guys an idea of like how this all works. So, I have the stone rough-in one unlocked right now. So this one is going to test whenever something's near stone, and then gonna clone that pattern. So all I can do is I can just sort of come along here, sort of chuck a couple of these things in here, start to build this up a little bit. Say I want to like build this out a little bit so that it's not so flat. You can just sort of chuck a couple things in here, do it like that, bring along here, and just by the very nature of how the command and like the thing works, it just gives it a really nice natural variation, which is exactly what we are after when we're doing this. Let's do that, do this, and obviously, like, you're gonna have to come in here every once in a while and just, you know, delete stuff that just doesn't work and smooth it out a little bit, because, you know, it's pretty rough, but on the whole, it makes it, gives it a pretty interesting texture. And we'll just sort of do the rest of this section here. And you can just see, like, in, you know, whatever, the 30 seconds that took me, I got this entire wall textured. And then, boom, just like that. We have a textured wall that just isn't flat stone, and it has, like, a little bit more depth and texture to it. And so we'll just we'll finish up this section here as well. Let's get rid of some of these vines, because they're a little obnoxious. Right now, at least. Alright, so I'll finish that section up later. I just wanted to I want to get this whole section in here done. Whoa. Yeah, that'll happen sometimes if a block manages to catch it right in the right place when it's still in the air. It'll, like, build itself out like this, which is not exactly what you want, so you just have to break it down like that, and you're good to go. So So we'll do this. We'll just get all these ones kind of done. And let's see. Yeah, we'll just leave that one as like a little bit of an overhang thing. Just to kind of give it like a little natural cave there. That's kind of cool. So this really is, it's just like, it's all about just sort of sculpting what you want. And I mean, you could use this for, you know, anything. You could literally put any block you wanted in there and sort of create that texture in this wall. And so it's really, really useful, really versatile for various terrain modifications and bulk things like that. So, okay, so I think I'm ready to call. Put one more there, and then just cover this section in. So, yeah, there we go. I think we're ready to call that section done there. So we'll move on to the next block type here. So fly back up here. And we will activate the... So we'll deactivate the stone first. And then activate dirt. Which is going to be... So, if you missed it, this is what we were cloning into the wall there. And then this is what we're going to be cloning right now. Which is the dirt section. The dirt. So come down here. And this is just to sort of give it a little bit more of an edge right along the top here, where there's kind of dirt overhanging, so it doesn't just go from like straight from stone into the dirt, you know, just to kind of give it like a little bit of an edge. Okay, we'll just kind of throw some more right along there, like that. I mean, you can, yeah, this one's a little less precise. You kind of have to go in and manually and fix a lot of this. But that's okay. That happens. So we'll just sort of fill this in with dirt here. Just do it kind of like that. Fill that in. Throw one up there. And there's that duplication thing that I mentioned, where it just kind of catches it right at the right moment. But you can kind of get some, you know, natural, like, weirdness. Like, this overhang here is something that I wasn't planning on, but it looks pretty cool. Cool. So, let's, and then there's just, like, kind of like a little mini cave here that just kind of naturally formed. That's kind of cool. And we'll put this down here. Yeah, we'll throw one more in here. Come on. There we go. It can be a little weird sometimes about, you know, registration of the block that you're throwing it at. So, whoa, yeah, that one went way too far out. Way too far out. Actually, let's just make this into like a little bit of an overhang thing like that. It's kind of... Yeah, that's kind of cool. And then we'll just do the same thing right along this edge. Kind of like that. Come on, get in there. Get in there. There we go. Get. Hey. Get in there. There we go. Just bust all those ones out. Yeah, and then boom, 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 boom. Cool. And so then, if you take a look over here, you can kind of see that I just sort of threw in a bunch of like random dirt pieces here and there, just to kind of give it like the look that time has sort of started to erode away. And there's little dirt patches and stuff here and there that things can start to grow on. We'll put one up there. There's a nice little cave forming down there. That's kind of cool. Like that, and then we'll throw a couple down there. Put a bunch down along the bottom here, since I don't really want it to go straight from stone into the water there. So we'll just kind of give a couple right along the bottom, just to sort of fill it in a little bit. And I'll probably come in with more of like a fine-tooth comb and sort of clean some of this up a little bit when I'm done recording, just so that it's not, you know, quite so random. Kind of, you know, stuff like that, and sort of filling it in. Do something like that. Fill this in a little bit. Yeah. We'll throw another one, a couple down in here. Just to kind of give it like that look that, you know, dirt has slowly been sort of falling off of this these cliff sides here and falling down. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. So let's just chuck a couple sort of in here randomly. Cool. Let's fix this, because that doesn't look so good. Yeah, that looks better. Cool. So, there we go. Now we have a textured and grassy cliffside. Oh, this one doesn't look so good. Actually, yeah, we'll leave that one, because that one will get fixed by vegetation. So, then we're going to come up here, and we'll lock the dirt. So lock the dirt, and then we'll unlock the basic vegetation again. So just to give you guys an idea of how versatile this really is, you know, you can just sort of use the same elements over and over again, and it'll sort of give it a different look. So if we come in here, we'll just start throwing down this basic vegetation and fill this all in. There is one downside to this system, and I have yet to really figure out a way to make it work until Mojang makes a way to put a filter on the clone command. Because basically, it'll just copy over every single block that's in the cloning area, regardless of what's in the destination. So you can filter it to say that it'll only copy solid blocks, which means that it won't copy air, which gets you part of the way there. But what would be really nice is to have a way to say only copy over air in the destination, so that way you're not overriding any blocks in here. Because if you take a look over here, you can see like this used to be a solid wall, but now you come in here. Well, okay, that's not the best example. But basically, it'll overwrite any of the blocks. Actually, yeah, like if we come down here, you can see, okay, so you can take a look at that. Oh, come on. Yeah, you see, it just, like, completely copied over all this dirt. Which isn't a huge deal when you're just sort of making, like, random terrain and stuff. But with this, because this wall is only, like, 1, maybe 2 blocks thick, if you're not careful, it'll sort of overwrite the wall, which becomes an issue when you turn the leaves to transparent, because every once in a while you'll be able to see through the cliff face, which doesn't actually seem to be an issue right now, but well, anyways, that's a thing that can happen. So it would be really nice if Mojang would make a way for the clone command to have a filter on the receiving end. So anyways, all you're saying to do here is you just, like, starting to just lay in these things and sort of building some of them up like they're vegetation growing on the little lips and edges. And then we'll come down here and we'll just sort of fill this in. Because, you know, we want this the whole idea of the Labyrinth jungle is that it's just massively overgrown. And, you know, just vegetation everywhere. It's had centuries upon centuries to grow. So it's just, like, everywhere. So if we just do this... to sort of really fill all this in. And here you can see what I mean, where I'm talking about, like, the vegetation just sort of filling it in and hiding a lot of those errors. Okay, cool. So that's almost done. We'll do one more there, one more there. Cool. So let's back up here and take a look. So yeah, it's looking better. It's actually looking a lot better. I'm actually going to put one right here. Yeah, there we go. That's better. And you can see that I've got vines in my base, or in my my clone. So that way it's automatically filling this all with vines, and they'll just continue to grow. Because this is me we're talking about, and I love vines. That's really the moral of the story. Cool. So that's all that. So let's move on to the next step. The next step is going to be the second vegetation type, just to give it a little bit of variation. So lock that one, unlock that one. And the only reason that I'm having to, like, unlock and lock is that there's only so many projectile types, and the snowball is kind of the easiest for doing the vegetation stuff, because you can just go pow, 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 and I tried ender pearls, but you can't actually throw ender pearls in creative mode, and I imagine if you could, they would probably be, come on, they would probably teleport you all over the place. So those ones aren't, you know, exactly the most useful for this. So we'll do one. Yeah. Because you don't want to overdo this, because, you know, you want it to be primarily the jungle vegetation. Come on, guys. Yeah, it can be a little finicky sometimes. There we go. Just get one more in there somewhere. There we go. Cool. Looking good, looking good. Cool. Now, the next step is trees! Hooray for trees! So, how I'm doing this is, if you saw up there, I have kind of like a 4-high stack of logs with dirt on top of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bow and go boink. And we'll put one there, and we'll put one there, and we'll put one... and we'll put one there. So all it's doing is it's just giving me a platform on top of which I can put my saplings and grow my tree above the vegetation. And you definitely want to do the vegetation first because, like I was saying, if you put down your trees first and then put in your vegetation, the leaves are just going to overwrite the bottom of the tree, which is not something you want to do. So now I'm going to take my bottle of vegetation and we're just going to sprinkle in a couple of dark oak. Just to kind of give it a little bit of variation. And I'm kind of going with the theme of jungle trees and dark oak trees. Oh, come on. There we go. With this whole jungle. So, okay, that's good. And we'll grab dark oak sapling. And then we come in here and we just go boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. And boop, 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 boop. And this is a dark oak. Good. Cool. So then we just go in here, grow all the trees. And... yeah, I don't think this one's gonna grow the way it is. There it goes. Sweet! So there we go, and then we have like a sort of a basic jungle up top there, and then I'll go through and remove the dirt and put logs back in afterwards. So then the last step is custom trees. Well, technically the second last step. There's one more step after that. So you can see here I've got a couple of custom trees built. So I think I want to go with, probably, well, let's do D first, which is this big guy here. And so tree and D. There you are. So with the clone command, you can actually have a space up to, what is it? I did the calculation. I think it's 32 blocks on each side in a cube is the maximum size that you're allowed to clone. So, you know, you can just build a bunch of different types of trees and automatically, you know, just sort of populate your landscape with, well, not automatically, but, you know, with greater ease, populate your landscape with custom trees and stuff. So I've got my custom tree up there, and it was one that goes like whoosh in this kind of direction. So I'm going to try and put it sort of right in here. I can't remember. Is it a snowball or is it a... I think it's a snowball. Wait, let me check. Yeah, it's a snowball. So let's try and get one to spawn in. There we go. So that one kind of spawns in here. And here you can see the issue is that it'll overwrite the logs. So let's kind of dig this tree back out and fill it back in later. Do that and just fill this back in. Because, whoopsie. There we go. So, yeah, this one works a lot better on, like, cliff sides, like, up here. Come on. There we go. See where it's kind of overhanging a lot more. So let's go with the other type of tree that I've got. And, I mean, like, I could build a couple more here, and I eventually will for when we start doing, like, the other side and that side, so that there's actually trees pointing that direction over the cliff. But right now, these are the only ones I have built. So we'll go with this one instead because it's more sort of directly pointing that direction. Okay, so let's just sort of throw one. Can I get one in? Oh, actually, there's a dirt block. Let's see if I can get it in there. Or a grass block, sorry. Come on, you know you wanna. There we go. Cool. So we got kind of like an overhangy thing. Let's try putting one right. That's not grass. You're grass. Let's try having one of those sort of growing out from right here. Come on, you know you wanna do it. There we go. Ooh, yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Sweet. And we'll put another one in here somewhere, maybe. If it'll let me. Yeah, there it goes. Nice. Nice, nice. I mean, these might be sticking out a little far, so I can probably come in here and sort of trim these out a little bit. Just so they're not quite so far out. Yeah, that's a little better. Cool. Hooray! So now the actual last step. Water bottles. Yes, water bottles. No, water buckets. Because, you know, waterfalls are cool. So I'm going to put one right in here. And I'm going to put one right beside this leafy guy here. So this is going to fall right here. Sweet. And we'll do one more. It's kind of like a more spread out guy. Yeah, like that. And we'll have it come from... Ooh, what's this? Hey. That's kind of cool. Yeah, let's have it come from, like... right here. And I'll just fill that in a little bit with more leaves. Nice. And I mean, like, you know, obviously this is all just sort of building a base template for you to, like, come in and do a little bit of manual building on top of, so you can kind of give it a little bit more of, like, a droopy look like that. Do stuff like this. Just to kind of, you know, make it your own. Not everything has to be a copy of a copy of a copy. Cool. Yeah. Ooh, magical. Magnificent. Wondrous. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, there we go. In a grand total of, like, what was that, like 20 minutes, maybe? We got this entire section looking pretty dang junglified. And it's looking pretty good, I gotta say. So, that is the block thrower in action, in use, as they say. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. More of sort of a worky episode, and less of a, you know, concepts and things like that. But hopefully you guys found it useful. Like I said, I'm hoping to record a tutorial, a proper one, on this thing, and in the next little bit here, and so keep an eye out for that. And I mean, yeah, like I said, it's basically just built off of the execute command. So if you want to, you know, sort of experiment with it yourself, that's the starting position. And cool. So, this has been another episode of the KrankyKraft Labyrinth map making series with BDA, and I still need to find a better name for that. I will see you guys next time. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. It really does help. Also, check out my Patreon campaign if you want to support me in a more direct way. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.